Today is a special chapter for Dr. Stone. It's nothing like super crazy that happened, but I felt like it was a good stopping point to do a video. Hey guys, welcome back to the Everything Anime Podcast. I'm your host Shinry here at the Everything Anime Podcast, talking about things from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and whatever relevant topic I feel like talking about. Today's video is on Dr. Stone Chapter 56. And as I said, this is just a special one-shot chapter. Usually we do 5 or 6 chapters, sometimes 10 on Dr. Stone, sometimes 3. It just depends on how it feels. Wherever I stop, I feel like that was an important stop point to do a review, and I feel like this chapter in particular was a good stopping point, even if it wasn't a part of 55, but 55 was a great stopping point anyway. So, what we ended in the last chapter, Senku and Magma were drowning in a pitfall that they fell in, and they worked together with Chrome to save themselves, and we of course got Magma on Team Senku, on the Team Kingdom of Science. So when the chapter opens up, we get this hilarious gag from Senku saying like, oh, I thank God that we got out of there, because if we didn't, basically me and Magma would have had to hold each other for warmth, and like they both are like grossed out by that idea. They're like, you ever said that we were without a path?
The cave.
Like the funniest point of that movie, it wasn't that funny. I thought it was funny as a kid because I had a crush on Seth Green. But like all 3 of the guys hug each other in their underwear and it's cold and raining, but they're doing it for warmth. Yeah, it was that kind of gag. Yeah, so we arrive at the heart of the tunnel and we get to some scary deposit. I might still be saying that wrong, and I don't know what it is. Don't ask me to explain. But it's like this giant mountain of rock. And they say that it's colorful and stuff like that, so I'll probably see it when I watch the anime. But it has like all these various ores and things that they need. And we get this fake out from Magma as he's like holding his pickaxe. And he's like, because Senku's talking about like how he's not strong enough to pull off this rock himself. Like that's what he did Magma. And it makes it seem like Magma's going to kill them. He's like, yeah, I can finally kill you guys. But again, it's a fake out because he starts mining away at the rocks, chipping away at it. And I thought that was pretty funny. But the reason why Senku never had a doubt that Magma was going to kill them is because Senku knew that when Magma punched him, he stepped on a pitfall. Now, I don't know if Senku did that on purpose to test Magma, or if he just knew that that's what Magma was doing. Of course, I knew that as a writer, as a storyteller, but that's why Senku never let go of Magma. He knew that Magma was trying to save him the whole time. Chrome then apologizes to Magma for accusing him of trying to kill Senku, and Magma accepts it in his own kind of way. Like, again, like how I said, like Magma's that tough guy. Like, you know how like a tough guy, they won't be like, oh, I accept your apology. They'll say like, yeah, never do it again. But like it's like their own way of doing accepting it. And then Chrome goes into this like heartfelt speech. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on, I skipped over something. Oh yeah, so now thanks to Magma's strength, we obtained tungsten, which again is like the hardest metal on Earth that can contain heat. Oh, and then Chrome goes into like this heartfelt speech about how like they all came together, and he just feels like they become stronger friends because of this. And Senku and Magma once again have a hilarious gag where they're like, what did you say? We're not friends. Like, the hell? We just had to work together. We are not friends. And again, because I know Senku and Magma's personality, it makes it funny. Like, obviously, if you're not invested in these characters, you don't get it. It's like, okay, so like when Sanji and Zoro, like, they hate each other for whatever. I mean, like, they don't hate each other. They dislike each other, but they're crewmates. And they'll work together. So
俺をフォローしようなんざ100年早いんだよ。てめえが信用できねえからだ。んだとこのクソマリも。黙れエロコックが。この筋肉バカ。ただのバカ。うわパンクおぞーおいコック、10秒経過せ。妥当な時間だな。無糖ルシュート鉄巻きどれどれ
like when they were in the Foxy Pirates thing and they had to team up together, it was funny because like Zoro and Sanji, they always had this rivalry going. But if it comes down to it, Sanji does trust Zoro, Zoro trusts Sanji, and that's what I kind of liked about it. They begin collecting all kind of different minerals and things like that and materials, and that's when Magma has this realization that like, okay, we're doing this too quickly. Because Gin did say something to him as I suspected when I first read it. Because I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, but when Magma's passing Gin as they're going to the cave, Gin was chuckling to himself. And then Gin says something about like, Gen's chuckling to himself. Magma looks at him, but that's where the panel ends. And then Gen says to himself, like, Senku finally left the village. I can finally do what I've been wanting to do. Well, what Gen told Magma is keep Senku away from the village for 3 days. And we don't even find out what the 3 days are immediately at first. But he's like, whatever you do, keep Senku away from the village for 3 days. Keep him away from Ishigami village. And either way, for some reason, Magma like starts rushing Chrome and Senku. He's like, "Hey, we got enough ores, we got enough of this material. Let's go. Let's get out of here." And I thought maybe because like Magma was rushing back to like prevent something he thought Gen might be up to, because now that he's pro Kingdom of Science, I thought like maybe like Magma has a full change of heart. He's like, "Okay, we got to get back and stop Gen." And even at one point, he blindfolds Senku, and he's like, "All right, we're close to the village. I need you to put this blindfold on." And as we get back to the village, Gen and Kohaku are like waiting for him, and they say they've been waiting for Senku. This is when I knew like it was something else, because I was like, okay, if Kohaku isn't on this, it's not something nefarious. Like Kohaku's not out to kill Senku. Oh yeah. So this is where Senku says, like, oh, Senku suspects that they, like, have turned against him, like, all of them. He's like, it was smart of you guys to, like, hand me off to Tsukasa because it'll save yourself. He's not even upset about it. He's like, I would have done this too. If it would save the village, I would give up the person that Tsukasa wants to save myself. But it's no betrayal, it's something like that. What it is a surprise birthday party. That's right. The reason why this chapter is a special review is because it's Dr. Stone's birthday. And I thought that was really cute. I thought like that was amazing. And what they do for him is they make him this like, at first you think they just made him a telescope. No, they made him a whole I think it's what did I put in my notes? Astronomical observatory. And they did this like because Gen knows about this and stuff like that. So, and like obviously Kaseki, he gets inspired, so he obviously helped build this. But because Senku as a kid always wanted to go to space, this is kind of like him getting closer to his dad. Like his dad achieved his goal for him, but Senku, it's like, hey, you couldn't go to space like your dad, but here's a telescope, here's an astronomical observatory for you. And I thought it was really cute. Like it gave me so many feels reading that. I really love that. And Senku was very happy to receive that gift. And we also learned that, the entire village worked together under the guidance of Gen. And but the funny thing is, like the way Senku kind of flips it, he's like, "Oh, we can use this to spy on Tsukasa and his army." And the rest of the village is like, "That's not what we were thinking. We thought you might be a nice gift, but that's our Senku, always thinking about like how to turn this against the enemy." And he's also confused about how they knew when his birthday was, because he's like, "I never told you guys when my birthday was." But Gen said something to him way early in the chapter when Gen first was introduced. He was like, "How many days have you been aware?" And he's like, 6,000 something days. And then Gen, before even meeting Senku, because you have to remember when Tsukasa woke up, he chased Yuzu, Taiju, and Senku out of that cave where they first woke up. Senku wrote on that wall when he first woke up, like the date and year. And so Gen kind of did the math in himself because Gen's a mentalist. He figured out Senku's birthday, and we also learn that Gen didn't know who Senku was, but he seeing that Senku wrote down the date and knew exactly what day it was whenever they all woke up, or the day he woke up. He was already inspired by Senku. He was already pro Kingdom of Science. He was under Tsukasa at the time, because Tsukasa woke him up, but he was already Team Senku. He was like, I don't know who this guy is, but this guy is probably the smartest man on the planet. I'm his biggest fan. And so I love that. Gen is like fully, he's not a triple agent like I thought. He is a full Kingdom of Science member as well. And I love that. I also think it's cute in the end that Senku was like, oh, it's really gross that you guys said happy birthday to me, but he's smiling. Very, very cute chapter. And I think that's all the end of my notes. Yeah, that's the end of my notes for this chapter. Again, very short review, but I just thought it was very, very cute. I really love Dr. Stone. I cannot wait to continue it. Next up, I'm probably going to have Demon Slayer out. My PS5 isn't working, so the final thoughts on the Prince of Persia Lost Crown is going to be delayed for a while. There's just nothing I can do with my PS5 right now. And, yeah, I'll try to get Demon Slayer out this week. Possibly out tomorrow. And, yeah, that's all for now. We'll go into the sponsor part of the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey, guys. This video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys will be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home, seeking vengeance, but instead faces a choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99, and if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far, and then these books are 2. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament, and the series original ending, Arado the Legendary Konjuis Master. So, and I'll just show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these, but I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red will Rain Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love Be Caged right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.